His job was to protect and serve. Instead, he exploited his position as a police officer.
Closing arguments this morning in the rape trial of a former Spokane police officer.
Both sides made the most of their final chance to convince jurors before they were excused for deliberations. No verdict has been reached.
KXLY's Jordan Smith was in the courtroom. He joins us with the latest information. Jordan.
Well, 12 days after the trial began, the future of Nathan Nash lies with 12 jurors. Deliberations began around 11:15 this morning, and after intense closing statements by both sides.
The trial of former Spokane police officer Nathan Nash is wrapping up. The jury was sent to deliberate after hearing closing statements from both sides.
He used the trust that these two women placed in his badge and his uniform to rape them in their own homes.
People can consent in different ways, but he did not use his position as an officer. He didn't use anything to get himself inside that house.
Prosecutors say Nash exploited his position as a police officer to rape two women back in 2019. They reflected back on the testimony of one of the alleged victims.
And then she watched from the shower as he cleaned himself off and looked in the mirror, and she described how he smiled at himself in the mirror like he was proud of what he had just done.
Prosecutors say during the time these allegations took place, Nash did not communicate his location, he turned off his body camera, and logged out of the station's dispatch system.
They looked at connection issues, system crashes. She saw no indication in the system other than a user-initiated shutoff of the program at 10:38 a.m. That means he turned it off. And he did it because he didn't want his location known.
Meantime, the defense told jurors to look at the credibility of Nash and challenged that of the alleged victims.
Everything she says something else minutes, an hour later, depending on who's asking the question.
He later challenged the reliability of one of the women's testimony, citing a mental health condition she has been diagnosed with.
And that disorder is characterized in part by hallucinations and delusions. She can take, anything and make it up in her own mind, and she might believe it's true. She very well could believe that she was raped or they had consensual sex, but that doesn't make it true.
The state responded with one final rebuttal before jurors filed out of the courtroom.
He committed these rapes while armed, on duty, and while actively concealing his location and what he was about to do. Nathan Nash is guilty as charged. Thank you.
Still no answer from jurors this evening. They've been released for the day and will reconvene tomorrow morning. Nash faces charges of second-degree rape, third-degree rape, and 1 count of unlawful imprisonment. Reporting in studio tonight, Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.